Yo, it's Dan Larsen for Ghosthack, and today I want to use the Ultimate Producer Bundle 2023 to create a nice drum and bass banger. Yo, so let's drop a really cool drum and bass thing here. So let's set the BPM to 174. And in the Downlifter folder, we have lots of very cool drums. So let's go with the full drums. Cool, I'm going to use this one. We need a bassline. But we need sidechain. So just automate the utility gain on the bass. This is cool, but I don't want to use the full loop like without any change. So I'm locking the envelope and deleting some part. And now we need to find some cool stuff to fill this space up. But first let's duplicate. And instead of finding a loop, I want to use a sampler. And let's go back to the loops and find a good one. Let's see how we can use this as a filler. Well, it's good enough, I guess, but I don't want to use it this way. So instead, let's drop the loop inside a sampler and set the root note, which is D0. And let's use some MIDI. Okay, and because the song is in F, so the main bass, this loop is in F, we need to use F2 here. So F0. But maybe a little longer on the note. Okay, now here comes the fun part. Let's go to the pitch and let's add some transients to the sound. Let's set the decay to really short. And let's do the same thing with the pitch envelope. Okay, and it sounds fine. A good starting point for the sound. So this is the point where you can clearly hear what these two things are doing. But we need some attack time to avoid a very heavy click. Okay, and there is one trick we need to do here, is go to the mod wheel and set the sample offset to 100. So inside the MIDI, from this point, we can play around with the offset, the sample offset. Let's keep doing the same thing with different MIDI notes and different mod wheel automations. Right, so this is what I came up with. And the only difference between these clips is basically just the modulation wheel position. So basically the sample offset on the loop and the MIDI note, of course. Right, so let's group them, call these basses, and let's drop the sidechain on the group instead of the first bass. Cool, so let's duplicate it. And let's change this one. So I'm setting a marker here. Let's play around with the pitch with this. So just separate the first half of the drop from the second half of the drop. So clip transposition like with 3 semitones. But maybe let's add some little curve to it. Okay, so to this section, I want to add a different shuffle loop. So let's go back to the drums, and we have separated drum loops. And because I need heads, I want to filter to heads. Yeah, this will be cool. This is not a shuffle, but hi-hat loop, but it doesn't really matter. But we definitely need to filter it because it is too raw. So EQ it and just chop off everything below like 4K or something. But maybe the very highs are a little too much. Yeah, this is cool. Okay, so let's duplicate this part. And in this section, I want to add different instruments. But before them, I want to add the fill too. So let's select them and just pull them over by 1 bar. Okay, and what I want to do is just play around with the drums a little. But I need the heads from the main loop. So let's go back to the separated drum loops and biomechanism. That's it. So this is what I need actually. Let's drop it here. Okay, this is too much. So I needed a 2 bars fill. That's it. I need a good Reese bass. So luckily, in the sounds of EDM, we have some nice, good Reeses. Cool, so let's drop it here. Very cool, and we need an effect too. So luckily, in the dark matter folder, we have some really cool FX one shot. Oh, this is cool. So let's drop it here. But this sounds a little weird, so let's process it. First, let's add the vocoder, and by just simply using the modulator, you can transform the sound. Cool, I need a chorus too. Yeah, and drop an OTT. Right, but this pitch is too low, so maybe let's try it by 1 octave higher. It's so cool, so robotic. Let's see without the vocoder. Okay, I like the vocoder textures a lot more. But let's add the reverb because it is too dry. Right, very cool. But we need some effects here. Let's go to the color base essentials. Again, in the FX one shot, we'll be able to find some cool stuff here. I love it. Okay, and right now, regular white noise. Cool, so this is what we're having now. There's one more thing I want to change here, is a drum pattern here, right before the, well, you know, when I added the extra hats. That's it, very cool. Okay, so this is what we're having now. But I missed the crash, so let's search for crashes. So in the Drum Hero 3 folder, we have some nice crashes. Yeah, this will be cool. But it is too loud. And maybe it is too low in pitch, so let's crank this up by 3 semitones. Yeah, and I want to add a reverb on top of it, so make it a lot longer and bigger. Right, so let's tweak the second half of the drop. So I want to start with a shuffle loop. The drummers folder, we have some nice percussion or heads or whatever. This is what I need. So I just want to make it continuous by shrinking the loop section or loop range. Right, this is cool, but it is too low again in pitch, so let's crank this up by 7 semitones. But it's too chaotic, too ZZ, so let's set the grains to one direction. Yeah, that's cool, and EQ it. So basically I just want to keep the mid-highs. Yeah, something like that. Cool, and it is time now to change the instrumentals. Let's start by replacing the call part of the bass. Let's go again to the bass lines. Cool, so let's drop it here and just cut the sections that we don't need. Cool, so this is how it sounds now. As you can hear, they don't really sound too well together, so let's EQ it. So first of all, I want to get rid of the very highs because the previous bass, this one, is very heavily filtered, so we don't want to have too different and too harsh bass as a replacement. Okay, and also the mid highs and the mids a lot. There is one problem though. On this bass there is a very heavy reverb that we just cut off, so let's replace it with a custom reverb and just automate the dry wet. Okay, so this is how they sound all together. Okay, so let's step up the second half with some synths. So let's go again to the same folder, but this time let's go to the synths. I like it. But we need to affect it. So first of all, I want to add some LFO to it. So let's go Auto Pen. Let's add the reverb. A limiter and chop off the very lows. But we still need something else. Let's go back to the Ultimate Pack and the Basslines. Well, this is meant to be a bassline, but to me it is more like a synth. This is really cool, but we definitely need to get rid of the lows. And it is still not enough. Let's add the fuzz this time. Okay, this is a lot better. Higher overtones are too high in pitch. So let's drop it by 1 octave. Right, so basically we are done. Let's drop a saturator on the master by the soft clip turned on, but this is too much. Right, so don't forget to check the Ultimate Producer Bundle 2023 on Ghosthack site and subscribe to this channel if you dig what I just made, and see you guys next time. Peace!